Testing. Alright, microphone is picking up noise. Testing. Alright, there we go. Okay. Sweet. Here's OBS.
Childish Gambino, yeah, my voice is annoying. So I don't talk, I let the streets talk for me. Yeah, these girls crazy, half got children. I hate the ex-boyfriends, call them Scott Pilgrim. I'm fucking girls I really shouldn't be fucking with, but if we get caught, we just hand it off to our publicists. Plus I hang with some of their ex-boyfriends. What can I say? I make bad choices. Cul-de-sac drop, day one, 5 figures. Fish fry, nigga, fry mine bigger. Still unsigned fans saying, what's the holdout? When every show you've ever done's been sold out. I always wondered what this Hollywood would do to me. Who's that rapping? Yo, it's Troy from Community. Fuck that, man, dude, you lying like a motherfucker. Besides, the beat's real good, but the lyrics suck. Well, I made the beat too, yeah, soak it in. I'm a phenom, nigga, where the fuck you been? People say that I should be more humble, and I hope they understand that they don't listen when you mumble, and it only takes a lie to make a dynasty crumble. That's why I catch feelings and these other dudes fumble. I'm not playing, this music's something that I care about. I take your shit to the streets, watch me air it out. Get the check, deposit the shit at Maxfield. Feeling myself, I don't even need an X bill. I wish you'd do a funny rap like SNL did. If I don't take myself serious, who the fuck else will? And to the critics with reviews that were more than sour, is it strange having jobs I can do tomorrow? You bitches don't like shit and it's kinda sad. I like food, sex, clothes, watching Breaking Bad. I'm something that these cool kids never really had. That's why these nerdy kids gon' find me on the internet. I wanna be different, I wanna do it good. Not another actor turned rapper in movies about the hood. Niggas say they want the real to get mad when they hear that's rude. Please forgive the father, but they're not knowing what they do. I make this music so these younger dudes don't have to choose. Trying to hate me means you really hate you. Life goes fast and I'm holding on tight. I let things go and I'm holding this mic, and it's 6 in the morning. I've been writing all night. If I keep on going, I'm hoping I might be untouchable. 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 My dad called saying, son, are you okay? I just listened to the last on your mixtape. Dad, I'm fine, you just need to understand. When I'm rapping on a track, that's exactly who I am. And to all my smart friends saying, I really liked your album, dude, but you could be the next Most Def if you wanted to. Dear friends, I respect your responses, but my life is a dream, so I rap unconscious. I'm sorry guys, I hope I didn't let you down. I rap what I know, I hope the fans will work it out. Not conceited, but sick of trying to lay low. No drugs, I'm just trying to tell yay yo. Online dudes shouting that they're better than me. I'm doing 3 other jobs, bitch, you better be. Cause if you're trying really hard, that's embarrassing. I won't stop until I'm fucking running everything. The more I rap, the more I'm harder to follow. I get a text from Questlove, I gotta call him tomorrow. Coming harder than other dudes, it's harder to swallow. That I'm blowing up 13 mission Apollo. Fuck niggas who doubted me, eat your words, it's a feast. Cause I used to hear Nas all the time like police. Fuck the old Donald Glover, yeah, I'm glad he's deceased. Cause that sad wheat bean's been replaced with a beast. Life goes fast and I'm holding on tight. I let things go and I'm holding this mic, and it's 6 in the morning. I've been writing all night. If I keep on going, I'm hoping I might be untouchable. Untouchable.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's about it. That's the end of that awesome song. And I guess I'll go ahead and kick this off. You know, I haven't streamed in I don't know how long. If I'm being honest. Like, I actually don't know how long it's been since I streamed. No, I saw the date on here earlier. It was the 15th of December was the last time I did anything on this channel. Mostly because the holidays came up and I was doing stuff. I don't know, relaxing, hanging out with family, doing holiday whatnot, seeing old friends, cool stuff. But yeah, uh, so welcome to another Rice Rant, where I rant about stuff, and for some reason, people want to know what I'm gonna rant about. So today, the two big things were Elo reset, because that came up today while I was working on stuff, and it was definitely not in the works ever to have an ELO reset because you don't need that whenever stuff decays. It doesn't make any sense to reset the ELO whenever it has a natural decay formula. So yeah, I'm gonna get to that. What else is there? And overconfidence, because I feel like this is something that's been going on for like last month and a half, maybe 2 months in both communities with a lot of the players. So I'm gonna be talking about that, and that's gonna be interesting because I got some stuff to talk about overconfidence. And it's kind of like confidence in general. I'm gonna outline some of the changes coming up for us the next few months as the Oklahoma Smash community. So I guess I'll start with Melee because there's less. I think about it. There's less stuff with Melee, so I'll start there. So first things first, Melee at NSU, the free weekly, is moved to Tuesday. So for those of you that like to go to that, well, I was one of the guys who went to that a lot during Thursdays last semester. It has been moved to Tuesday. Long story short, complaints about people having to be in the same area for both. I don't know, dumb reasons. People complained. It got moved. Whatever. It's Tuesday now. There you go. Sooner Smash at OU is still on Tuesday. Doing the same thing. It's gonna do the alternating weeks of paid and free. Let me find a calendar so I can actually tell you probably when the first weekly is gonna be. So the first weekly should probably be February 1st, and that would almost certainly be free. So there you go. For those of you who look to go to Sooner Smash, the first one, in theory, if everything goes right and people fill out their forms properly, could be on the 1st of February. And it should be free if they're doing the same system that they had been doing. Friday Hookshot, another change came with Friday Hookshot. So I think Hookshot starts this week. I don't actually know for a fact if it starts this week. I had to check. But no, yeah, it does. It does start this week. So that starts this week, and it should be free this week. No, wait. God, it's confusing. Oh yeah, it's free this week. Then it's gonna be paid every other week on the off weeks of Sooner Smash. So next week would be the paid week, and the week after that it'd be free, and the week after that it'd be paid again when the first Sooner Smash happens. So if you live in the Oklahoma City metro area, it's the weeklies are gonna alternate on being paid and free, so that way people can schedule around being one place, maybe once a like every other week, just to kind of spread the community, at least the top players of the community that want to make money, out to all the cities and be able to play with people and just kind of get that going and get the ball rolling on that. It's not the best. It'd be awesome if we could just have one weekly that everybody came to again, but we can't, I guess, because we tried that. It didn't work out too hot. Unfortunate. So that's kind of what we're gonna do, and we're just gonna try to hope for people to travel between Norman and Edmond, and also Saturdays Smash at DZ alongside PM. And I've noticed a few people keep posting about doubles. If you really want them to do doubles, because I know it's I don't know, I don't expect it, but like you have to actually show up too. You can't just be like, oh, there's no doubles, I'm not coming. You have to go to the event, ask for doubles, and while you're there, because you can just whine and whine and whine about something getting changed, but you're not like showing them that you'd go regardless. Like exactly, you have to start going, because they're just gonna ignore the people who don't go to their events. That's just how it's gonna be. That's how most people are. If you're not actually involved with them, they're not gonna be caring as much about what you're saying. And then we got Sunday, Smash Addiction and Tulsa, which is still going super strong, still doing, how it's been doing. So if you have time on Sunday, come check it out. Come if you're in the Tulsa area, come out. If you're in the metro area, come out. It doesn't really matter. Come have fun. And only upcoming events I have currently are King of the Springs 2, which is February 4th in Hot Springs, Arkansas. There's a registration link if you go to this Facebook event page here in the pin post. There's a Smash UG link. You should check it out. It'll be fun. Good players are going. I think, well, I mean, like, when I say good players, I don't mean, like, the top of the top. I'm talking about players that are going to, like, wreck all your shit if you go. So people like Abate are going, which is kind of interesting because he hasn't really gone to much in the last, like, few months. So it's really, really cool to see Abate at something. I think he's favored to win. If I had to check who's going for Melee, let's go ahead and take care of this now because I'm going to come back to this for Wii U anyways. Yeah, we got Abate, and then Bobby Frizz, of course, and Iori. So we have the top players of Tennessee, Kansas, and, well, Abate's in Pittsburgh, so he's kind of flying out. But we have top players of Kansas, Tennessee. I mean, I'm sure Arby will be there. I don't see his name on here currently, but I'm pretty sure he'll be there. I don't know about Shinobi, but if he can make it, he probably will make it. Yeah, he like Disney and Gigi who already signed up for this, and Mr. Gingy, Lux. We have Oklahoma players going, so you guys should definitely make time to head out to this event because it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. And then we got Cruise 4, to which I had Heroes versus Villains or whatever for Melee, but I kind of like this whole thing we've had about the inactives versus Tulsa. So I think that is kind of funny. So I think we're gonna have the inactive players versus the Tulsa PR, or not Tulsa PR, but the PR'd Tulsa players or something. Like we'll figure it out. But I think that'll be a way more interesting crew battle than heroes versus villains because with our scenes so like disconnected between the two cities, it's not like super interesting. So inactive Metro players versus the current Tulsa players in the PR will be the crew battle, which is going to be very entertaining, and I'm very excited for. And while I'm on the subject of Melee, I'm going to go ahead and bring up CYC and how they're like, there's an event page with a date, but like just kind of ignore it. I had to put a placeholder date, and I'm currently working on figuring out when a good time for it would be. And I'm working with Kyle, just Kyle, on that because we're using TU for stuff, and I need to kind of go through their Smash Club. So I gotta plan all that out with him, and he's been gone for the break. He was in Japan visiting family. So now that he's back, we're gonna be working on that, and there'll be more updates in the future. But it will probably not be the date that it says on the event page. Probably be farther back, and a big reason for that is I already have the Wii U event No Man's Land set, and that's perfectly set. We're gonna have everything going for that day. Everything will be fine on that. I need to know how things are gonna go with that so I can foresee possible problems with the next event. So we're gonna have to be talking with people who let us book rooms and whatnot to see when we can get the Great Hall again and making sure it's free and like a whole bunch of other stuff. And I need a longer stretch of time to ensure setups because for Wii U it's really easy for me to get setups because there are several stores who just have them, like Dice Addiction and Dice Addiction, Dragon Slayer, Click Gaming, Game Over Entertainment, all about that stuff. Like all that stuff is I mean, like all of them can give me setups, right? And the only thing they ask in return is that like they can advertise at the event, which there's plenty of space for them to come hang out and do stuff. So I'm not really too worried about that kind of stuff there. So yeah, um, not really gonna have to worry too much about it, and I can get setups way easier. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where it really comes down to me getting. Hold on, microphone stuff. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to do this microphone stuff. Audio. Um. Okay. Aha. This is the problem. There we go. No, no. That really didn't change anything, did it? No, I made it worse. Okay. That was okay. That's not making it any better. Okay, that's not what that needs to be doing. Properties. Maxed. I don't know. Okay. Well, here's how I'm going to short answer all of this is I'm just going to move myself closer to the microphone and stop being lazy. There. I should automatically be louder now. And yeah, too bad you guys have to look more closely at my face though. That's the downside. But you know, that's how we're going to do this. Okay. So now that everyone can hear me again, let's go ahead and see where I was before that. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack. So CYC, the event page that has a date set, ignore the date because that's a placeholder event page so I can update it later. Currently, I'm ensuring we have the venue stuff done, and I'm getting a lot of time in between CYC and No Man's Land because I want at least a month in between, if not more than a month in between. I'm currently looking at Memorial Day weekend because I feel like that's at a decent time where it's a long weekend so people can travel properly and it's before the big summer rush of tournaments. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. I want to make sure that I don't end up scheduling an event that's not going to do well because of timing or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of what I meant with that. So Memorial Day weekend, I'm working on it right now. Me and Just Kyle are trying to figure out what we can do and how we can get rooms. So I'm not going to say that everything's taken care of yet, but we should have some sort of information in the next couple weeks about what we can do. That's kind of where we're at on that. So as far as that goes for the Melee players, you guys are gonna have to wait a bit. But because I'm running the Wii U thing, I'll kind of know what issues I have in advance, and I need the additional time so that I can guarantee setups. Because I want to do a Smash GG ladder like I'm doing at No Man's Land for Wii U, but I need to know I'll have a lot of setups. Because without a ton of setups, then I can't really do something like that. I need a ton of setups to make that possible. Especially if I want to. I'm really trying to push and hit the cap for these two events, because those would be the largest brackets I think Oklahoma's ever seen, but I'm not 100% on that. Someone more old school Oklahoma could say how many people. There's like an OSNAP that had over 100 entrants, but I think 128 would be more than that. So that's my goal, is to have the largest bracket Oklahoma's ever seen, because like that OSNAP record, I think was, I don't know if that was Forrest's tournament or it was somebody's tournament. Like, it was a while ago. It was back when Brawl was still relatively popular. So yeah, I kind of want to break that record. That'd be pretty neat. So I really want to make sure everything is set up well, and I'll have an idea of what I will need. So Wii U gets to be earlier, but there's going to be more mistakes in that one. So at least that's the trade-off, is your event will be run more smoothly because I've had another event to work with to see what I'm doing. So sorry, but there is a silver lining to the Melee players on that. I will go ahead and move on to the Wii U stuff that's coming up in the changes. So for now, big Wii U changes. I think the biggest Wii U change is that Eruption at Oklahoma Christian and Edmond on Thursdays will be paid every other week on the Sooner off week. So it's similar in the sense of Hookshot and Sooner. Both Hookshot and Eruption start this week, I believe, and then next week will be their first paid week. And by the time the first Sooner happens, the Sooner will be free, and then the other Hookshot / Eruption will be paid. So it's going to be moving back and forth. And same reasoning as it was for Melee. We just want to make sure that players have the opportunity to travel around in the metro area and meet each other and kind of bring the metro closer together, because it's a lot harder for the metro to be close than it is for Tulsa, just because the space. Because, I mean, Tulsa's, I think, the second biggest city in Oklahoma, and Oklahoma City is obviously the biggest. But you also throw in Norman, which is the third biggest, and Edmond, which is the fourth biggest, and everything in between. There's way too much space. And it's kind of hurt the metro scene as a whole as far as turnout. So I want to have people kind of be able to have reasons to be playing each other outside of a monthly event, because it's really hard for me to organize good monthly events since we have so many players who like to travel out of Oklahoma. So we're kind of just going to be doing the same thing there. Hopefully people will start going to Eruptions that aren't from Edmond or the northern OKC area. And yeah, we can start maybe motivate some of the Edmond players to come out to other stuff too. It'd be really nice. What else we got? I think everything else is pretty much the same. Yeah, TSO, Wednesdays, Tulsa, biggest weekly in the state. Always going good. Arkansas has been showing up a lot. They said they're going to be trying to show up as often as possible, which is pretty cool. That's about it there. Sooner Smash, like I said, February 1st is the earliest it could start, and it's probably going to start on that day, and it will more than likely be free for the first one, just because that is the basic pattern that we've always followed. Talked about Eruption. NSU, Tahlequah is staying on Thursday for Smash 4. If you're in the Discord, I talked about that earlier today. And I talked about it earlier when I was talking about the Melee one moving. Yeah, just going to stay the same. That's all you really have there. Friday, Sonic Storm is going to stay the same. Well, actually, and I'm gonna have to edit this while talking to you guys right now. So here's kind of what's going on here. So RTZ Esports Arena is closing down. Cactus Jacks isn't closing. RTZ, so the esports arena inside Cactus Jacks, that is closing. It actually or is technically already closed. It is no longer in the hands of Arnold, to my knowledge. It was no longer that as of the 7th, which was Saturday. So, that's a thing. Short version, I think it just, as to why, money probably would be the best answer I could give. I don't really have anything like super good insider info. Not really. Also, it was a lot, you know me. I'm not really in tears or torn up about this. I kind of saw this coming. So, Sonic Storm still exists. It is currently Friday. I have talked to Johan in the past about moving it to Sundays, and then RTZ happened. So, this is really a community thing, and I think if like I said, like this is a community thing. So if you guys would like it to be moved to Sundays, because there's no Smash events on Sundays, um, go ahead and contact Johan or just kind of somebody make a Facebook poll or something, or I don't know. Maybe I'll have Johan make a Facebook poll or something if he's actually interested in doing it. But for those of you that had Sunday work better for your schedule, and those of you who go on Friday but maybe would rather have Sundays, I don't know. Everyone's different. So if you would rather have Sonic Storm move to Sunday now that it's an open day, kind of message Johan, let him know so he could talk to the owner of DZ's. If you don't care, I mean, just don't do anything. If you're vehemently against the idea of it moving, also message Johan so he knows and has like an idea. I think a lot of it's going to come down to what Johan can do with his schedule, though. But who knows? So yeah, go ahead and do those things, and we'll get that figured out. But as of right now, it should probably just going to go ahead and stay Friday. If you don't care and go to Sonic Storm, and don't go to Sonic Storm, if you care and don't go to Sonic Storm, still message Johan. I'm sure he'd love to hear the opinions of all the people. Yeah. So upcoming events, the Tulsa Arcadian is January 12th, which I have to update another thing in front of you guys. You have to see all the behind the scenes today. No, that's not. I definitely don't want to cancel the event. That was so you guys can see the magic. Watch the magic happen as I ban someone from the Tulsa Arcadian right before your eyes. Oh, I'm doing it. Oh, bet you didn't see that coming. Jack is now banned since he won the Arcadian on Sunday or Saturday. It would definitely be kind of lame if he showed up to this one and won, which I didn't think he was going to, but you know, definitely be lame. So that's a thing. This one doesn't have doubles because I really don't know how many people are going to show. I'm honestly expecting a kind of low turnout. I really don't expect this to be an amazing turnout. But if you're in the Tulsa area and you want a shot to win at a tournament and you don't want to deal with Muse or Shiny or Chuck or those guys, come out. I know Mr. Moist is. I decided to be more lenient on this because I feel like it's gonna be a low turnout event. Uh, so if this turns out to have a good turnout, I'll probably go ahead and ban more in the future. But it's the first one, so I didn't want to ban too many. Kind of get an idea of who's gonna come. So if Super Naked Man could come out to this, that'd be cool. Flashbacks, Mr. Moist, Red Fox isn't banned, Mr. H isn't banned. It'd be neat. Tater isn't banned. It'd be neat to kind of see those guys who can place and get like fourth every now and then go at it. Plus, if people want to come from the metro area out to play, that'd be pretty neat. I don't know. I don't really know who's willing to drive out, but if you are, that'd be cool. Because, Tulsa's free outside of Chuck, Muse, and Shiny, so might as well. Some free money. So, yeah. Um, starts at 7. Yeah, starts at 7, ends at 10. Just kind of at Alien Games and Jinx. If you want to make it out, please make it out. It would help. Kind of give us an idea if we should do more of these in the future or not. I know a lot of the Tulsa area players who are kind of casual, they also don't watch this. But if you talk to those guys, please, like, talk to them and be like, listen, man, go to this event. I can't take that money from you. Oh, right, Zurge is in Tulsa. Zurge is free, dude. Easy. He lost to Justice. Free. Have you seen his Roy? Nah. Okay, yeah, and Zurge. But people aren't used to losing to Zurge because he only shows up during the holidays because he has school stuff. But yeah, showed up to this. Come out. It'll be fun. I know it's kind of rough because it's the same day as like the free Tahlequah weekly we were just talking about, and the first eruption, which is also free. Um, but if you just want to take some time out on a Thursday to come out to Tulsa, you should do it. Make some money. Make it far in the bracket. Feel good about yourself. All of top eight's gonna be best of five because I like doing that at Arcadians. Give people a chance to play best of five since a lot of the times it's hard to play best of five if you're not consistently placing like really high in a weekly. So come out, it'll be fun. And then I think that's the only. Oh right, and then the next this Sunday, if you're 21 and over, there is a tournament at a bar in Oklahoma City. Though I heard that the weather's going to be kind of suspect. So take this with a grain of salt. Um, to see like if you want to come out. It's only $5. You have to be 21 or older. And first place gets a NES Classic. Second place gets a Wii Pro controller. Third place gets a gold Mario amiibo. This is like the worst prize by far. That's why third place gets it. Um, but yeah, so that's a thing. And you seriously make some time for this. Also, you play Magic. They're having a standard single elim tournament, which sounds really ludicrous to me, but I will ideally be entering that as well, and maybe winning some packs, but I doubt it. Um, but yeah, so that'll be quite interesting. Let's see. That all yeah, and then like everything else is kind of later in the month. We got Cyclone. So the last weekend in gosh, why is it so hard to talk today? The last weekend in January, we will have, or not we, DFW has their new monthly. This is the second time they're doing it, and it should have all the top DFW players. So and it's streamed by Tourney Locator, so it's pretty fun to go to. If you like Shockwave stuff, but you haven't had a chance to go, this is a good idea. It will be more stacked than Shockwave because generally the randoms don't come to these, and there are pools. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I will probably go out to this, assuming I get carpool stuff figured out. So yeah, there you go. If I get all the carpool stuff figured out, then I'll be out there doing whatnot. And then King of the Springs is the next weekend. Register for it already. Like there's like 80 entrants. There's like a bunch of Smash 4 players coming that are reasonably like famous. Vinny, Sonido, which is formerly Brawlman 1000. That was his tag, Brawlman 1000. So yeah, I don't know why he's third on the Louisiana PR, but apparently he lives in Mississippi. So what? That's confusing. But yeah, you got Vinny, and then there's like Cheeseball is gonna be the MJG top players of Kansas and Arkansas. Dakpo, L Rocks, because we all like making fun of L Rocks. He's gonna be there. Karna, um, the homie DMX, Ketson, who I think is formerly known as Jester, number one player in Tennessee. Uh, I mean, Muse already signed up. We already knew he was going. Monkey Buzz is gonna be there. Soul, Aerolink, and Iggy signed up at some point. Jesus, I didn't know how many people actually signed up for this. Melee needs to step it up. There's 69 entrants right now. It's capped. I don't remember where it's capped, but somewhere. So make plans to go to this. Make plans to pay for it soon. It's very important. Oh shoot, PAX. That is why I'm not going to Cyclone. No, yeah, you're right. Well, there'll be a PAX, but people should go to Cyclone. Uh, I will not be going there, so rip me. Sorry, guys. I'm sure your seating will end up okay. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, this Choctaw Festival of Gaming. So this is like the 5K pot bonus event that was seemed kind of like it came out of nowhere. I got some insider info from a friend. JV told me what was up with that. Essentially, it's the people who do Absolute Battle. It's yeah, it's a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, so Absolute Battle and just those events and it's like versus gameplay, they will end up doing this event. So it's legit. All the money's legit. Like I trust the event. I will be contacting them probably soonish. Yeah, I'm fine, Ross. I just got over being sick recently. So like yesterday, that's why I might seem a little off. Will there be melee at apps like that? I don't think so. Like I don't. They never said anything about melee, and I highly doubt it. Yeah. And then there's No Man's Land. So here I'm gonna get. I'm gonna do this like all the time. I'm gonna talk about why you need to register as soon as you can. And here's some reasons. So those of you who are on Discord and those of you who went to GFC met James, one of Hyper's longtime Wi-Fi buddies, and ranks sixth in New Jersey. He just beat Ally on Saturday and had this amazing run through top eight of Midwest Mayhem. And before that, he beat a bunch of SoCal top players. I think that earlier that week at like one of their weeklies right before they all went to Midwest Mayhem. James is super cool. Like I think he's like probably one of my favorite people I've met in Smash. And well, I know it's not probably. He's definitely one of my favorite people I met in Smash. He wants to come to this event assuming we get a good number of entrants. Hyper also has friends like Kakajin, who's number one in Washington. So he said the same thing. So those are two people who definitely want to come. MVD's kind of in the same boat. Because he's like, oh, if I can come out there and make some decent money, he's more than down to come out and hang with Oklahoma players. And he would be there for like a week. So, um, yeah. So like these guys are all willing to come out if we get the right number of entrants. So right now we have 11 people who have paid venue and paid entry for singles. We have a lot of people who have just paid venue and done nothing else. So I'm gonna go look into that real fast, and I'm gonna show you who those people are. MJG. So there's so much I can do about that. Muse, who will probably hit me up with some money soon. Hyper. That's down and whatever. Hyper, please pay money when you have it. Shiny, who probably doesn't have any money, and if he did, he'd give it to me in person. Same with Mooj. TLJ, please pay as soon as you can. Nindict, same thing. I hope you give me money on Tuesday or whatever. Oh wait, did you already give me money? I actually do not remember. This is very important. I will actually need to take care of this right now. Because he might have given me money, and I might have just made a mistake. Because that is a very important thing to figure out. Alright, and then Chuck will also get the money from this weekly. But we really need to get the entrance number higher than what it is right now. So we have 19 attendees, right? We need to get that way more. We need to get like 40 to 50 just like in-state people in general. So I'm going to be spamming posts and bringing this up a lot because we want people to show up to this event. We're gonna need you guys to actually, uh, kind of nut up and pay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, Nindic didn't pay me. That's fine. All right. Yeah, get me on Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, I want to make sure I didn't skip out on somebody. But yeah, so we're good there. What was I talking about? Yeah, so like, please make time, save up some cash, get this, because we need like 40 to 50 Oklahoma players alone to at least have a decent showing in our estate. And venue's cheap, entry's high. I understand, like, it's like, oh, that's a lot of money, but when we go out of state, we're paying the same amount, but it's not going to the pot most of the time. We are blessed with amazing community members who have made clubs at universities that can give us venues for like such a cheap price. Like I get the cruise venue at TU for free, and the $5 I charge if you don't bring a setup is literally just goes straight into making things like CYC or making things like No Man's Land and CYC happen. So I'm really excited because I can start getting more more talent from out of state because I'm going to be able to offer stipends for travel. But like I said, to start all this off, I need everyone to focus, buckle down, and get some numbers decent so I can convince the top player that, hey, I can give you gas money, but he's also got to be able to make money at the event. So there's that. I'm like I said, we just need to get the numbers up as high as possible. So yeah, let me roll through some of this. Tempest, you don't have to pay me because you're not gonna be, you're just gonna be helping me the entire time as a TO, so you're good. Same with JD, you, me, JD, and Alpha. We don't have to worry about that. Sweet, Shiny has the money. Thank you, sir. Mooj, get the money when you can. Nuffle Scruffle, thank you, sir. If you bring cash to a weekly that I am at, I will take cash. So you don't have to go through PayPal if you don't want to. What else we got? Paid me at Cruisin'. Thank you, Hyper. Excited to have you there. So yeah, get the numbers up. More players come. Better players come. And that's how we kind of slowly get on the map. That being said, I had to contact some people. So if you're friends with Chozo, spam him with links to this event and say that we want him to commentate. I'm going to be messaging him soon. But if you guys do that first, he'll kind of get a understanding of like everybody wanting him to commentate this. Because it's what's the word? Non-esports commentary. So it'll be fun. Let's see what else we got. Oh, also I forgot Arfie. Yeah, Austin's really feeling at 16. We'll have MK Leo February 11th, Austin, Texas. That's about the only big thing that's happening at that. It's a Texas monthly. It's in the center of Texas, so everyone can come, and Leo will be there. If you want to meet one of the best players in the world, go hang out. It'll be cool. Thank you, Nuffle. I'll take that every day of the week. But yeah, that's about all I got on this. Just if you have questions about it, contact me. We'll work something out just to make sure you get on there. And I'm going to have stretch goals written down soon, but I'm going to let you guys kind of decide the first stretch goal. Whenever I'm done with my rant, I'll post a poll. And it's once we hit 32 entrants, I will either shave off all my facial hair, like all of the beard and mustache will be shaved completely clean. Or if you guys don't want that, I will do the opposite and I won't shave at all for like a while. I don't know. Nah, that's a bad idea. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'll think of something interesting. We'll see. I will figure it out. But yeah, so well, I need to think of some cool stretch goals for stuff. But right now, if you guys actually want me to shave off my facial hair as one, I can do that. Shave my head. That's probably going to be more entrance than just 32, but I'd do that too. I really don't care. My hair grows back real quick. At one point, I'll shave off eyebrows too. So I got a lot of facial hair, like all over the place. So all over the face. So I don't really mind about that. But yeah, so if you guys can think of interesting stretch goals, just like PM them to me, or like put them in Discord so everyone can talk about them. I really don't care. Help me come up with ideas. If you guys want to be part of the stretch goals, I know Tempest can probably think of something like that that he could do. That's fine too. Yeah. Alrighty. God, shaving off all my hair, that'd be very interesting. I think that's all I have for the Smash 4 stuff. So now, and the Melee basic stuff. So here's what we're going to talk about now. We're going to talk about why you don't reset ELO, because that's a terrible idea, and I'll explain. So, first thing is first. I gotta pull up a specific ELO file. So, alright. I'm sure the Melee players will get a kick out of this one. So here's how this is gonna go down. I'm gonna show you what happens when you reset an ELO, because every 3 months, after we have a PR, I start recollecting data so I don't have to go back and delete like 5,000 tournaments just to get a specific time frame worth the data. I just double upload. It takes way less time out of my life. So here's what it would look like right now if we just, I don't know, reset the ELO to the first of the year. I mean, I'm sure it'll eventually like load, but that's going on right now. Oof. There we go. Alright, so here's what happens when you reset ELO. Flux number 1, Shrithid number 2, Poog 3, Goku, Jam, aka Raditz, Dubs. And look at here's a concentration of Tulsa players. And then here's everybody else. You know why there's a concentration of Tulsa players there? It's because their event happens every week. They have 2 events in right now. And they have a consistent number showing up every week also. They're having anywhere within the range of like 12 to 18. That's like pretty consistent numbers. The same people show up every week. Right now in the metro area, we don't really have anything like that, and everything's kind of, split off and stratified. So it's not going to help anything because there's not enough data. Oh, yeah, you're right. You guys can't see what okay, so I guess I got to like use my camera. No, that's not going to work. All right, so I'm just gonna. Oh, I'm a mouse. I'm stupid. Let's go. Okay. Assuming you guys can see the mouse. Can you see the? Yeah, you guys can see the mouse. All right, cool. So yeah. So here's how this goes down. So this is exactly how everything would be down for the ELO, until we have a bunch of tournaments where people across the state of Oklahoma have played together. So never. We have one of those, like every 4 months. Like, yeah. So basically, this is exactly how this would happen until Cruise. And it's whoever got the most entrants would have the highest seeding. And that's just how it would be. And that's just how the ELO would go. And for all you people who are just mad because you think your old losses are holding you back, you're real dumb, because that's what the decay is for. It's to prevent old losses from holding you back and old wins from keeping you up. So there. Yeah, Terrace is at the bottom, I think. 0-2. So if I did this, every time you lost to somebody would count way harder against you than it does currently. Because there's no data. It's like, hey, I just lost to this dude who's better than me. That means I'm not going down at all, right? No, wrong. I'm going to show you an example of that right now. So let's go with Poog. Poog lost to Flux twice, and he lost over 250 points and 136 points. That's a lot of his points. He doesn't have that many to begin with. He has like 5,000 points. Barely, not even 5,000. So boom.
you're going to be losing tons more points. Let me think of somebody who's more around the levels of people who are complaining. So we'll go to Sig. Sig loses to Jam, a player who is ranked much higher than him. Sig lost over 250 points for that. That's a player that's better than him. Lost to Disney, another player who's better than him. 300 and something points. The points are all determined based on the reference of the data. Until you have large amounts of data, people are just going to be fluctuating like crazy because it can't find any sort of normalcy. We have 3 tournaments, I think, total in this right now. 1, 2, 3. And that's how it's going to be until you have somewhere in the number of 50 plus tournaments. And even then, what that's going to do is just stratify everything to where it just says best player in area that has the most entrants, best player in area that has the second most entrants, third most entrants, probably the second best player in the area that has most entrants. And that's just how it's going to go down. Because that's how the system works, because there's no crossover that way. Because our weeklies don't have much crossover to begin with. So that's what's going to happen if you reset the ELO. It can't be used for seeding, because there's nothing to seed with at all. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the PM ELO, it's a very similar problem. Someone like Pluto, I forget Jared's tag, Pluto, is incredibly high up because, Jared plays the same people every week that we have a bracket in Stillwater, and they only play amongst themselves, and just boom, destroys people. And it's like, all right, cool. But because those other people had never played anyone else, and there's barely any cross region in the time frame they had taken that, Jared got a ton of points to hold up on, and it's only slowly, steadily declining because, now finally after like the 15th tournament, playing the same guys, Jared's not getting all the free points because it's like, you always win, Jared. You're only getting like 1 or 2 points or whatever. It still puts Jared super high. This is what's going to happen. Everyone's going to get incredibly inflated, and people are going to be incredibly underranked. Travis is 0-2 at one event. If I used this to seed the next event Travis enters, Travis should get last seed under Nusan and Carino, who Travis, no offense to those guys, would definitely beat. Boom. This is just not a good idea. Like, resetting this does nothing good. It instead sets the entire thing back forever. And if you go, what if you just go back and delete some old tournaments? Literally won't change anything. You're not being held back from tournaments that happened in 2015. You're being held back, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you, because some days you go to a tournament and you go 3-2, and you're like, oh, I should climb up, and you climb up like 1 or 2 spots, and you're like, oh, well, that sucks. And then the next tournament you go 0-2, and you climb back down the 1 spot that you went up, and you're like, ELO sucks, man. It's so hard to climb. No, you suck. You can't actually win the same amount of sets every tournament, can you? You can only just go really well, really bad. Those are your only 2 modes. Get consistent, stop complaining. There you go. For all you guys who are complaining about ELO, it's because you can't be consistent. That is why you keep dropping. That is why you don't go up. Get better. Problem solved. So yeah. Boom. That's math. And you can't argue with math. As a great man named, I don't remember if it was Policy or Apex, one of them said you can't argue with math, or it's unwise to argue with math, and that's really funny. So, yeah. No, everybody, you can climb up just by being consistent and doing better. People do it all the time. If you don't think that's possible, or you don't think that's true, ask the people who have done it, like Mooj and Tooth. Problem solved. Alright. So that's all I have to say about ELO resetting. If you think we should reset the ELO, there's your reason why we're not doing it. And you're dumb, if you still disagree with me. Problem solved. Alright, so what else was I supposed to talk about today? Overconfidence. This is one of my favorite things. I've been thinking about this for a long time, too. This is actually, because I haven't done one of these in almost a month. And this has been a problem for much longer than that. And I was really considering talking about it sometime in the future. But I just hadn't formulated the idea of how to do it well until now. So here's I'm excited. I'm really excited. So here's one of my favorite things. And it's a guilty pleasure. I know I shouldn't be happy, but it's whenever a player, and this actually ties in with the ELO thing. So a player has a week, right? They go to the tournament. Their bracket lines up real good for them. They're playing well, and they make it to. I'm gonna use a TSO, because TSO has a ton of entrants. This is my favorite example. So you go to TSO. There's like 40 entrants that day or something, or like 30, or a little conservative estimate. Well, 32 entrants that day. You get seeded, you're I don't know, 20th or something, and then you end up getting top 8, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so good. I won 4 games today. I only lost to like Chuck and Mooj and their PR. So man, I'm real good. I'm super good. I feel good. I'm not gonna lose to anybody that's not a PR player, because I did that one day. Oh yeah, no, it's like I outplaced Tater. I outplaced Chili Bats. I outplayed. You just start listing all the people that you think that you're better than suddenly now, and then you spend the week on your high horse, like you're super happy. You're just like, oh man, I'm so good. I'm so good. Then you come to the next weekly. Oh, and then you come to the next weekly, and then you go 1-2, and your entire hopes and dreams are crushed because that entire week, what you spent doing was just tooting your own horn and thinking to yourself, I am good, I have improved. Oh man, this is gonna happen forever until you get out of that cycle because you're doing the wrong thing. This is so funny to me. This is exactly what you need to do. This is exactly what you have to do instead. Is you go home after that day you played really well and you think about, what is it that I did today that was different than all the other days that I've done really bad? And that's what you hone in on. You don't go home and be like, I am suddenly good now. Get ready to get bodied, all you scrubs. That doesn't make any sense. your sample size is literally 1. You won tournament. And suddenly you think you're good. It's so good. It's so funny to me. Like, oh, and there's so many people this happens to, and it's a cycle. It's a cycle, because then you go home, and your own head is up your own ass, and then you come to the tournament, and then your head's still up your own ass, and you have to get bodied in the tournament for your head to pop out of your ass. And then when your head's finally outside of your ass again, you're gonna do well at a tournament, and then your head goes right back up there. And come on, man, just stop putting your head up your ass. That's the easiest way to solve the problem. When you're doing well, when you're on a hot streak, isolate what you're doing differently. Don't just sit there and be like, I'm just improving. I am getting better. All my hard work is paying off. Man, that guy I beat last week is never gonna beat me again. You're an idiot. That's you're just an idiot at that point. What you have to do is focus on what you're doing right. And that's, oh god, that's like super important. And it's really crazy to me that people think this way, but I love it. I definitely love it because I get a guilty pleasure watching people get shut down hella hard. So that's gonna definitely be a thing for a while. What's this? This is how I mod. Boom, Tempest is a mod now. And you know what? And so is Bread. Get modded. Where'd Supaloopa go? Modded. Did I mod you? I think I modded you. I hope that modded you. Oh, cool. Yeah, I modded you. Let's go. But yeah. It's just super funny to me. I don't know. It's just, okay. I kind of got off track with the modding. But yeah, so I just think it's funny because that's not what you should be doing at all. So I'm gonna break down what should happen when you do well at a tournament and you have a good week. All right, so I just went to a tournament and I did well. It's like, cool.
All right, good job. And now I'm gonna go home. First thing I'm gonna think about is what did I do differently today? Who did I play today? What did I do differently today? Because sometimes you also got to consider you just had a good bracket. So, and happens to me constantly. We'll throw that out there right now. Sometimes you just get the matchups that you're more comfortable with, not the matchups that you feel uncomfortable with, and you're going to play better in those. So analyze who you played, analyze what you did in those matches, and ask yourself if you were doing anything different. Ask yourself if they were falling for the same thing constantly, because that's not you improving outside of the fact that you notice they're falling for the same thing constantly. If it's like you've been using a different kill setup, or using the same kill setup on all the opponents, are they all falling for it? Because if they are, you can't let yourself be a crutch on that. You have to start analyzing everything you do. And this is a big reason why Mooj started doing super well is he got a coach, basically. He has Zeke, so he takes his VODs and he gives it to his coach, and they do analysis on his VODs. That's super important. Super important. And you want to know why? It's because you have that third person view telling you what you're doing good, telling what you're doing like good, bad, we need to change up, why you're falling for something, why something's working, the level of your skill of your opponent. These are all the things you need to be thinking of. So like that's cool. You can outsource that to another person. Nice. I'm not telling you not to. That's fine. Not everyone can do that. If you can't do that, here's the thing that you should be doing is you should at least have a group of friends that watch your stuff with you, that you're practicing with. They can help you break down stuff. Yeah, maybe they're playing like their skill level's about you, like around your level, but boom. Their skill levels around your level, you need to definitely just be working on it, you know? You just definitely be just sitting down with your friends and being like, hey, what do you think I did right? What do you think I did wrong? You're at a Smash Fest with a top player. You have your phone on you. Pull out the VOD. Be like, hey, Muse, I know we've been playing friendlies for like an hour, but can you watch this set real quick and talk about what I did? And there's a pretty good chance Muse is just going to be like, yeah, okay, sure. You can literally have Chuck stand behind you while you play, and he'll make comments the whole time. The entire time that you play. So, there you go. Stuff like that. You just gotta actually be spending time thinking about what you did differently. And like VOD's always helpful, you know, yeah, you definitely want to get your matches streamed. But the biggest thing is you definitely want people to be giving you advice, and you also want to be looking at your things without, you know, your head giantly inflated. And to look at stuff, you can't put your head up your own ass, because when your head's in your ass, you can't really see anything besides the inside of your asshole. That's not going to be helping you at all. So, what you need to be doing instead is, hey, all right, I had a good tournament today. I'm going home. Let me think about what I did. Johan will do it too. Fair point. In the TSO scheme of things that I had been using, there's that. But yeah, Johan will probably do it too if you send him, what's it called, VODs or whatever. I don't know. Maybe even Hyper would do it. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I don't know. Just depends. But just ask players, cause like, and I'm gonna be really honest with you. A top player needs people to stay in the scene, because a big thing about being a top player is A, you like playing the game, and B, you like winning money. So if the people start leaving the scene, then they're not gonna be making money, and they're not gonna get to play their game because no one's showing up. So they like people to stay. So just approach them. Most of the time, they aren't dicks. Sometimes they're dicks. I'll be real with you. And if they don't really know you, yeah, they might kind of be weirded out that you approach them, but they'll just get used to it. I mean, I did. I'm not even a top player. I just got used to it, just by other stuff. Deezus will do it. Deezus actually complains that no one asks him for advice. Also, you know, Deezus will be very simplistic in the advice he gives you. So yeah. I wish we was salty. We used to do that Finals for Salty on stream, but then like tournaments got really big, and I don't know, everything else was on stream. I don't know. Yeah, I wish we did stuff like that too. And you know, that's this stuff you just got to bring up with Harrison. And I'm gonna be really honest. If you guys want specific things streamed instead of Chuck Muse every week, I guarantee you Harrison would be open to suggestions. a big thing is all about communication. If you want something and you actually go to that person's event, communicate with the TO about what you want at the event and see what you can do. So yeah, I don't know, but there we go. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I think I'm kind of ranted out on that one. Oof. But I really do love it. I really it gives me because like okay, here's the reason I love and Chuck if he's still watching he'll back me up on this, and Johan will remember this too. When the scenes are young, like or like back okay, so they kind of got involved during Brawl, and a lot of people during Brawl and early Melee and early PM, which is when I started, was like well when PM was getting big. People just thought they would be better than the people they played against. People still had that whole I'm the best player out of my group of friends. I'm gonna win this tournament mindset, and I loved it in hindsight because we don't see that anymore. Instead, I go to a tournament and I meet a new player and I'm like, hey, how are you gonna do today? And they're just like, oh, I'll just be really happy if I take a stock today. I'm not very good yet. But I'm willing. I'm here and I'm willing to learn. And it's like I like their attitude part, the willing to learn part, but I don't really like the fact they expect themselves to lose and they're just happy to take a stock. That's like the lowest fucking bar you could pick. Like honestly, it's terrible. We used to be better than that. People used to just be around and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna fucking body these fools. I'm gonna get some money. I'm gonna get so much money." But now, I don't know, dude. People are awful. That's another reason why you root for the underdog is because the underdog's supposed to lose. Is you want to see the upset because you want to see the guy who's expecting to win lose. You want those things, but you can't get that with the new players these days. Because if they do and they do badly, they get ridiculed, and that's part of it, and I'm kind of okay with that. But like, there's a limit to how much you should ridicule a guy. TLDR, give guy a break about the what he was like when he first joined. But but on the overall, no one acts like that anymore. No one, no one acts like that anymore, and that's why I have this guilty pleasure when a player does well at an event. Because there's two things that could happen. Two things that could happen. Number one, the player is super overconfident, is about to get bodied, something fierce. I love it. Or number two, the player is actually going to do the right thing and improve the proper way, and now they're going to keep taking more names and keep doing better, and I love that too. Because those are the two best things about anything competitive is, and I just saw that guy who's super overconfident get destroyed, or I just saw that guy who's been putting a ton of work do amazing. And it's like, one way or the other, you're loving it because that means A, if I put in a lot of work, I'm gonna start getting better too. If I put in the same amount of work, or if I try my hardest, there's proof. That's living proof. Or if I'm an overconfident douchebag, I'm gonna get my comeuppance, and that will end too. Though I do have, it's like I said, it makes me really happy that this happens, but I would like it if it didn't happen because I'll leave that for the out-of-state players when they come over here instead. So I'll get my jollies from those guys. But yeah, so I'm gonna talk. I talk about overconfidence. Let me just talk about no confidence, and that's the other side of the spectrum. And that's another thing I hate is the player who goes into a match assuming that they're going to lose and wanting to do something like, let me just take a stock, or I don't know. It's like, I want to take a stock off of Chuck because if I take a stock off of Chuck, that means that I'm not complete trash at this video game. And it's like, you're never going to get better than that if your only goal is to take a stock off of Chuck. Your goal in every match should be to try and win. Now, how you want to route the idea to try to win, that's your call. But taking one stock's not going to ever be winning unless he SDs, and then you're just lucky on that end. But odds are, if he SD'd, you're going to count that as your one stock. So, back to the beginning here, aren't we? Now, let me put it this way, all right? You're gonna play better
going into every match saying, I don't want to lose. Your goal doesn't necessarily have to be, I want to win, but your goal should always be, I don't want to lose. Now, if you don't want to lose and you end up losing, but you played well, you can take solace and pride in that, and that's fine. You don't have to be satisfied with a loss, but as long as you can be satisfied with how you played in that loss, that's a good step mentality-wise. Because you can be frustrated that you lost, but you can also be, I played well, and I'm only going to keep getting better. That's what you should be doing. That's how you should be looking at stuff like this if you want to keep improving. Is, man, I got bodied by Johan today, right? But just because I got bodied by Johan today doesn't mean I'm always going to get bodied by Johan. Because there are people who got bodied by Johan the first day they picked up the game, and then those people have now taken sets off of Johan. And that's called improvement, and that's with the right mentality. So you just got to keep working on it. And you got to have the confidence that you can get better if you want to. If you want to get better and you're taking the right steps. And there's a lot of you guys who want to get better but are not taking the right steps. And the only thing you can do is ask somebody who is better than you. It's like, how should I improve? What should I be working on? And most top players in our state are going to give you the time of day. I'm not going to say all, because, you know, as long as you catch someone on a bad day, that's just life. But if you keep asking around, people are going to help you out. You just got to actually follow the advice. You can't just say, I want to get better, and then not follow their advice and expect to get better. Just because Johan told you what to do to get better doesn't necessarily mean you're going to instantly get better. You got to put the time in to learn that. So, you know, these are things that you should be thinking of. But that's on you. Wanting to improve and wanting to learn, that's something that's totally on the player. If you're not putting the time and hours in to do that, then you're not going to get better. And when people go, I have school, I have this, I don't have time, I'm going to say something that a good friend of mine in the Smash community told me, Pooch, bullshit, because getting better doesn't always mean having your hands on a controller. Right? I'm doing homework right now. I can't do anything else. Put on VODs in the background. Work on your homework while listening to commentary of VODs. And you're going to be like, I hate most commentators. Well, you know, there are some good ones. Everyone has somebody they like. Find some VODs. Find VODs of the players you like watching and playing. And the commentator will say something, they will react, and that's when you'll go look up. It's running in your background. You hear the, oh my god, how do you do that? Then you go, boom. You listen to it. You watch the whole thing. That is what you need to be doing, right? Okay. Well, you know, at work I can't really watch videos, so I'm just kind of chilling there. Well, a lot of people work in retail or like a cash register. Take your phone. Here's a phone. Take your phone. Go to Smashboards. There's tons of Smash literature. Just boom. There's tons of Smash literature. Look it up on your phone. Put it down. You're up. You're doing work. You're doing stuff. You're sitting at a counter doing whatever, talking to people. I don't know, whatever you have to do for a job. You can look down every now and then, read a few lines. Think about what you just read. There are ways to improve without having to touch a controller. And you can ask anybody during the summer, went from going like 0-4 in brackets in this game to like basically to like almost winning salty brackets in I think 3 weeks. And you know what I did? I literally only played that game on Wednesdays when I was at that tournament. The only thing I did was think about how to improve, thinking about what I need to do. Just think about things that you've seen in the past. Think about things you've done in the past. Think about things you don't do. Think about things that beat you. That's how you get better. It's really not incredibly difficult to start out, you know, and be like, okay, what am I getting punished for? It doesn't take somebody that's like a lot of brain power to figure out why you're losing. If you really think about like who you play against and what happens to you, you can definitely figure out why you're losing. So put in the hours, put in the time, ask people for advice. You will improve. That's all I really got to say on that. Coming in and saying that you're a trash player and like it's okay that you go 0-4 every week or whatever, that's not gonna make you get any better. Like grinding out tech by yourself at home and doing nothing else, it can make you better to an extent, but it doesn't change your mentality if your mentality's bad. You gotta talk to people about stuff. That's how you really improve. So there you go. That's my my rant on confidence as a whole, not just overconfidence, like the lack of confidence as well. Exactly. It is all mental because you have the button pressing down. Arturo got it right. It's like cool, you can mindlessly practice stuff, but you're gonna get farther by knowing how to outplay your opponent. Yeah, your hands will have to catch up eventually, but you can improve your technical skill in a much shorter time frame than improving your mental skill. Mental skill takes more time to hone, and you have a lot of free time in the day that you don't even realize is free time. Because, like I say, you don't have to touch the controller to get better. There is a point where you have to touch the controller to get better. I will say that right now. But a large part of improvement doesn't require the controller. I improve. So, and no, I'm not like at a super ridiculously high level. But the difference between my level of play with minimal play, like with my skill level with minimal play in a short period of time, like you can do it. You just gotta be willing to figure out the right things. And the only way that you can figure that out is ask people. Ask the people who are better than you. Ask your top players. They're not gonna just tell you to well, they usually aren't gonna tell you to just fuck off. Sometimes it happens, I'm sure, as we all know from a famous story that I'm not going to tell on stream. That wasn't even planned. I just thought about that. Uh, who should I watch while playing? Me or my opponent? Okay. If you're actually playing the game, like at that time, both. You definitely need to be watching both. Now, if you're talking about reviewing footage, you should be taking time to do like one or the other, like at a time and then together again. So I'm just saying both. You need to understand what you're doing, but you also need to know what your opponent's doing. So like you don't if you're 100% tunnel visioning on one of those two things, you're doing something wrong. Let's say that right now. But you should always be like relatively aware of both things. But like Johan said, focusing more on the opponent is important once you have more things down. So later on, that is fair. But to be honest, Johan has once killed himself by doing full Thoron off stage because he was too concentrated on his opponent. And Mooj, I'm not even going to try to count the number of times Mooj has killed himself because that's a lot. Just throwing that out there. No, I'm just kidding. No, all the advice so far has been good from Johan, Mooj, and Chuck. Just try. You need to be focusing on both, but if you have footage, take it one at a time. I think I'm done kind of ranting. I'm kind of coming down from the ranter's high. So if anybody has any comments, questions, concerns about anything I've said, I know a lot of things happen in chat, but I didn't pay attention because I was trying to make sure. I've been pretty spotty today. It's been a while since I've done a stream, so I definitely wanted to be a little bit more focused. So if I missed one of your questions in chat earlier, please say something now so I can respond to it. I know people will probably have a couple questions. And yeah. Also, for those that are bored and have nothing to do, like myself, if you're down, I have some stuff to stream that'd be fun and that you guys could join me in. Do I think Stillwater is overconfident? I don't know. I want to be honest. I think it just kind of depends. I think that depending on the player, yes. Some players from Stillwater are slightly overconfident because of how their results have gone so far. They have only lost to PR players, etc. They're kind of feeling themselves a little bit, and that can be dangerous. And I think they're also kind of in this zone where, for the most part, I feel like Stillwater has stayed static in how it's done over time. within itself. So the players who are usually winning have stayed winning for a while. So that kind of mindset has hurt some of the Stillwater players when they play the same guy 2 weeks in a row. They might be thinking, "Oh, there's no way he's gotten better," and 1 week is plenty of time to improve. So I don't think Stillwater is ridiculously overconfident at all. I do think that Stillwater needs to be wary of that. And Nuffle, you especially, because you had a really sick run on Saturday, you definitely need to be aware that you need to be aware of this kind of stuff and be focusing on what you did right instead of just tooting your own horn. Because you don't want to be given a rude awakening on Thursday when you show up to the Arcadian. That's my advice there. I do think that Soap has a very healthy mentality overall. He's definitely talked to a lot of people about getting better. He's definitely been really social, posting for Wi-Fi friendlies. I think he's a really good example to follow, and his improvement has been very steady. I think open parentheses has been doing really well, and he's kind of proven that he's still the best player in Stillwater, and that he should be kind of respected. But he has a lot to learn about matchups, and I don't know if that makes him overconfident in some matchups, less confident in others. That's something I haven't really dived into, but he should be aware that this could be a problem in the future, and he should be trying to prevent being incredibly overconfident with people he plays. How do I auto cancel every aerial that isn't fair as Sheik and Melee? I don't think you can auto cancel every aerial that isn't fair with Sheik and Melee. I know down air can't be auto canceled like that. Up air either. Maybe back air can. Nair definitely can't either. Yeah, that's just a bad question, Nathan. Or Cody. Ugh, sorry. Yeah, this is not. You can't do that. You can auto cancel forward air for sure. You can probably auto cancel back air. I don't know. That's questionable. Actually probably not. It's a sex kick. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think you can do that. I think it's like literally the only one that you can auto cancel. I don't know for sure. Google will be a good one for that. Tweet at Kira. He'll tell you the answer. Do you think I should be making event pages for NSU every week? I don't know. Like, I don't know if an event page every week is necessary. I think getting people to know what it is, it's helpful. It can't hurt. I guess is the best way to say it. It can't hurt, but I don't know if it's going to make a significant difference, but it can't hurt. So if you want to give it a shot, go for it. If you don't want to give it a shot, I understand. It's kind of a nuisance to keep up with. If you make a bunch of event pages for every week and then just post the relevant one and then just delete the ones that aren't going to be relevant, edit, whatever, that could save you some time and could help you out. So that's an alternative to that scenario, but it couldn't hurt. Dual you Tempest. Do I think you'll? No, I don't think you're ever gonna be finished modding your Wii. Your mods are awful. So, and it's kind of ruining your Wii. So probably not. Probably never. I reviewed my match with somebody and I think it helped, but I hated doing it. How can you make me not hate doing that? You can't. No, there's no way. Cause like, okay, there are some people that just like have your personality, Chuck, and it's you don't like other people telling you what to do because your style is your style. You play a character that you've defined in your own eyes and in a lot of people's eyes. Like that's how you play Charizard, and like that's part of who you are. So it's really hard for me to be like, yeah, just stop hating it. But I think what's going to make you stop hating it is when you start seeing the good results out of it. And you'll start realizing that it's only helped you. You'll warm up to the idea just by keep doing it. If you keep up with it, it's like... Well, one sec. Someone's asking. Okay, so I have to move my car. But before that, I'm going to kind of roll through some of these other questions. Best snake in the South. Yeah, Flafty probably is the best snake in the South, unless someone appeared that I didn't know of. Should I wait to be better against specific characters till post-patch? No. No. Like, I don't think so. I think any effort that you put in to be better than a specific character will be able to be brought over, because Smash 4 really hasn't changed the fundamental playstyle of a character too much outside of I think Luigi and Sheik were the only two times it kind of feels like the fundamentals of a character has been changed. But Sheik and more so just like how things comboed. Like you had to kind of learn new combo trees, and then Luigi just because you didn't get down throw down beat to free kill anymore, but you still had other down B option kill gimps and whatnot. So and how you played neutral was always the same. So I think neutral wise, you should always be focusing on your neutral against them, and it's not going to change enough to where everything you've worked to learn is going to be useless now. You're going to be fine. So keep putting in the effort.
On Sundays, talk to Johan, message him, post on the Facebook page, do whatever so Johan has proof if that ends up being what people want. Okay. When's Melee HD? Technically not HD, but Melee for HD screens, hopefully with no input lag. We're really dreaming on that one because they messed up N64 on Virtual Console. Will be on the Switch. GameCube Virtual Console is slated to come out with the Switch for a lot of games. Melee was one of them that they said kind of specifically. There. We should have Puyon rap a Gambino song. I will do that as a stretch goal because I know a lot of Gambino songs, so I could do a few of those. Let's see. Okay, these aren't questions anymore. Any big players coming to No Man's Land? Currently, we don't have anyone 100% confirmed it's a big player for No Man's Land. Feel free to reach out to players like, I know you want Kira to flex. Hit him up on Twitter or something if you want him to come. MJG has got the venue covered, but he hasn't paid for anything yet. So, but he will probably come because if we get the good numbers. And then, like I said, with good numbers, we're looking at James, Kakajin, and MVD all showing up. So, just keep doing what you're doing, guys. And just register, and more players will register. Landon, we have money matched, and we had been drinking, and I won. So, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to hold on to that W for a bit longer, and then I'll probably do another money match with you. But until then, I am definitely going to hold on to that W. Yeah, probably quote. Also, Pikachu's not a top tier. Throwing that out there. Man, I can't believe I had like consistent close to. I'm trying to remember how many. I've had a consistent number of viewers today, though. Like, oh, okay, that was just a meme. I've had like around 20-ish viewers all day, or since after like 10 minutes of being live, so I'm pretty excited. Thanks, guys. Happy that people enjoy watching this. If you want to stay fraudulent with your wins, then okay. Landon, I can pull up my my head-to-head on the ELO, and you'll see a lot of 1-0s. There's a lot of one and dones for me. Just throwing that out there. Okay, so Nair can auto-cancel, maybe on back air. Okay. I knew, yeah, that makes sense. I guess Sex Kicks can auto-cancel. That would make sense. Makes sense. Alright, fair enough. Cool beans. Looks like over 16. I had 6 when I started, so it feels good. Am I gonna watch Voltron? No, I don't like the new animation CG stuff. Wait, 025 destroyed the entire city of Salsa. That's not true. He did not. He has beaten a good number. Oh, you haven't played any of them? I thought you had played a few. Never mind. That's the other one you had. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Whatever. Lane hasn't done anything. He's a fraud. Calling me out. Do I think Peach is better than Wii Fit? Yes. Definitely. Does that mean you should stop playing Wii Fit? No. If the character's working for you, it's a character you enjoy playing, even though you play the worst Wii Fit color, keep it up. There's nothing wrong with that. There's obviously people out there who can be even the best players in our state with that character.
keep it up. Keep playing the character. It's a character you like. If you want to pick up Peach for some other matchups, go for that too. But don't just drop Wii Fit because Peach is a better character. Make sure that if you're doing that, you enjoy playing Peach at least as much as you enjoyed playing Wii Fit. CG, it's 2D animated. The Soultron mech is CG. Yeah, whatever. There's enough CG to make me not want to do that. Huion, who is your main? In which game? Yeah, thank you, Luminous Jansen. Oh, 4 and Melee. 4, it's probably Charizard. And then when I have to play like an actual like top tier, I play like Mario. Though I do enjoy Falco and Falcon and Marth and stuff like that, but like I generally would only out of those I've pulled out like Falcon in tournament the most. I've been playing Falco for fun recently. Definitely fun. I've been playing that again. Melee, I play Captain Falcon and Marth. I used to play Sheik a lot, but now I didn't really enjoy playing Sheik. I just played Sheik because I didn't have to practice as much to keep up with the level I was playing at. Now I'm actually wanting to improve again. So I'm picking up characters I actually really enjoy. And I really enjoy Marth and Falcon. I have been playing a lot of Ganondorf recently, just because it makes both those characters better. Like, my gameplay with them has gotten a lot better since I've been doing that. So I've been playing that a lot in friendlies. It's definitely improved me. Okay. Oh shit. Well, now Kira just said that every aerial except down air can be auto cancelled. I would trust Kira over like everybody else. Go ahead and ask him for specifics about the auto cancel ranges if he has them, because you don't want to just be like, oh, they can be. Time to figure it. If he has the information, you should ask him, and he might just link you to a guide or whatever. So, would I ever play Dota 2? I played it once. The game's way too hard for me, so no. Still have yet to send me my matchup history. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna go with that's Harrison, maybe. I don't know. A lot of people ask me for matchup history. I don't know who I didn't send. So go ahead and tell me who you are, and I can send that to you like right now. Who is Robin high tier? Oh, it's hard. Robin's probably at the either the bottom of high tier or the top of the upper tier, which is like low between mid and high tier. Robin has like some good stuff, but the fact that Robin can't run anywhere ever, like I feel like just a lot of like Robin feels bad against rushdown characters. I don't know. It's just how I feel about it. I know Robin can just like get a grab and kill, but like it feels bad against rushdown characters. So I don't know. Robin's probably in the high, in the same. Yeah, well, like if Toon Link's in the high tier, Robin's in the high tier, but that's like he's like towards the bottom of the high tier. That's how I would view it. I don't know what if I prefer Peach and Bracket. I mean, like both characters can be frustrating. It's just a playstyle thing. You can make your playstyle frustrating. You're just gonna have to figure out a way to make it work for yourself, Corey. That's the best way. You'll have fun. Do I believe Leo saying that Zard is top 15? No. No. Because I don't think he actually said that. He said something like Zard is good. I don't know if he said top 15, but he said something Zard is good, and like it's one of the few characters that beat North. I think Zard is like mid tier. I think Lil Mac's mid tier too, but towards the bottom of mid tier. Zard's like Zard. Okay, I like the heavy characters. I think the best one is like DK because he has some semblance of a neutral, and then like Donkey, and then Bowser because he's kind of really dumb and degenerate, and then Charizard because Charizard doesn't get as much free crap as the other two do, and they're all in like the same tier. Donkey Kong, Bowser are in upper tier, and Charizard's like towards the higher end of the mid tier, but he's a mid tier. He said they can all be auto canceled from short hop. Okay, then that's cool. Do it. That's pretty sick. Do you think picking up secondaries will help you get better with your main? Yeah, always. Definitely always. Wobbles told me that. like 2 years ago when I was first joining. Like I'd been in the scene for maybe like 6 months, and I'd met Wobbles, and I was really excited because it was the first like. Well, okay, no, I met Music King before I met Wobbles. It was like the first time I ever had a really good conversation with like a big name player, like a obviously one of the best in the world kind of guys, and I had like a good conversation with him because I was like, hey, I know this guy you know, and he's like, oh hey, how's he doing? You know, he's really nice, you know, easy to talk to, and he loves giving advice. He's really good at giving advice, and he was talking about how he figured out stuff for his character because of something his brother did with Game & Watch, and he just playing other characters will help you think about stuff with your character. Just when you, and it also helps you learn the matchup with that specific character. Also, that being said, you should always try to make sure you have a main, but playing a bunch of characters isn't a bad thing. Just don't be doing it in tournament because it's hard to stay consistent. In a game like this, where some things can be super polarizing, it's not uncommon to have like two mains in Smash 4, because you know some matchups are really polarizing. Just learn your character in the specific matchups you're trying to learn, and when you're playing other characters, it could help you learn stuff. So playing other characters is fine. Just be careful about being like a guy who's like, I play like 7 characters for so I can cover all 50 matchups or whatever. That's going to be really hard to be consistent with. But if it's just like, oh, I play this one for these kinds of characters, this character for these kinds of characters, and maybe even a third, that's kind of doable. If you're trying to like actually have that in your like tournament set of characters. If you're just playing characters to play characters and learn stuff, just play as many as you want. But make sure you don't deviate too far. Okay, so it is Harrison. That's what I thought. Yeah, I can do that like literally now. Dota is easy. Just play Juggernaut feed. I don't know what the last thing says, but okay. That's where Rob is. Sup? Yeah, Rob's probably in that same area. Custom Palutena. No, never. Puya, next time I see you, we're doing a Falco Ditto. Alright, sure, Arturo. Based God 025 says from Tulsa. Ga, I want to play Smash. Okay, go play Smash. Who would I made in 64? I missed that question. Captain Falcon, and I play Pikachu. Actually, I play like most of the cast as a secondary, just because they're fun. Only characters I really don't play in N64 are like Ness, Yoshi, Jigglypuff, and Kirby, I think. And Link. Yeah, I really don't really play Link. I like learn some Link stuff, but it's real basic Link stuff. I don't really count it as a character I would play for normally in tournament. So yeah. So there you go. That's probably the list I'd give is pretty much the the 7 characters that aren't the 5 I mentioned, but I main Captain Falcon. My friend says he doesn't understand why someone want to play Smash competitively, claiming that Smash is too simple. Wow, he's wrong. Show him the Smash documentary. That's all I have to say. He might change his mind, but if he thinks that way, he thinks that way. It's not a big deal. Thinking. Okay, let's see. Look at me, Palutena. Shulk, yeah, okay. But they Street Fighter 5 is very simple. I mean, everything's simple base level, in my opinion. Gonna be real. God, did I really pull up the wrong one? No, this is the right one. Oh, right, S2W. That's why I wasn't finding it. Okay, this is a lot. I'll have to send 2 push notifications to you, Harrison, if I'm being honest here. God, I'm going to send 3 pushes, so. So there's part 1. That's like the good players. And here's like the less good players. I'm about to send you that screenshot. Jesus, you played a shit ton of people here, so I'm about to send you 4 screenshots. Why are you doing this to me, man? I might have to send you 5. This is unending. Okay, yeah, 5 it is. So I'm getting that done. So yeah, there's your head-to-head record all time, Harrison. Enjoy that. It was quite quite something. Okay, sorry, I got distracted by some stuff. More questions. Deleted link. I mean, you probably should change that thing. I don't know. Um, am I excited to see a possible patch? Yeah. I think there are a few things that I think are really dumb, like Bowser. I think Bowser's kind of dumb. I don't think Bowser's that good, but I think Bowser is definitely dumb. It's like weird because it's not like I'm saying we should definitely nerf Bowser. I'm just feeling like that's kind of an obvious thing, though, right? Like some of Bowser's stuff is really stupid. Like both other things are gonna nerf the stupid crap, but like it's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know. Like it would be nice if they like rebalanced Robin. I think like 'cause I feel like Robin right now your options are to stand still and throw things at the opponent, and then hope they mess up so that you can kill them, or throw out like your aerial smash attacks and try to just nick them and kill them there. And that's just kind of lame. Like I feel like it'd be really cool if they moved around some of the damage and the numbers and just kind of made Robin more, I don't know, or just less like stationary zone character. Just doesn't feel like it's super fun to play as or against for long periods of time. But Robin mains are weird dudes, so maybe they enjoy it. I don't know. I don't want to like make it to the point where Robin mains would get shafted. Like if you're gonna nerf characters, like definitely try to make them stay roughly as good as they were, but make them more fun to play as and against. Like that's kind of I feel like that's what I feel like with a Bowser and Robin. I don't know, characters like that and like Sonic. These are all characters that are like I don't know solid stuff, but I would like things being moved around so the characters aren't as frustrating to play against. Because it feels like you're forced into bad options with certain characters, or like unfun options, non-interactive situations because of the character you play. A lot of the times, I don't think Footstool should be techable because like that's just part of the game. That's whatever. Let's see what else we got. Squirtle or Ivy? Squirtle. Do I think there's anything you should be working on in particular? I don't know. I'd have to look at your gameplay footage to be honest, but movement probably is a huge thing. I don't know how your perfect pivots are, Corey, or your float stuff. Now that you're playing Peach, there's a lot of floating movement stuff you should be working on. So those would be the number. Like these things, movement. I think in every Smash game, if you get movement down, things become a lot easier. So work on movement if you can. Figure out new options. Uh, Fix the grab range of what? There's a lot of characters that grab ranges need to be fixed or changed. Oh, Bowser's. Yeah, pivot grab range is really unfortunate. Should probably be changed. I love playing Squirtle in PM. Wolf is somebody I really want to see. Yeah. Diddy Bayo. I guess that's fair too. Like, obviously, still like. Okay, here's my thing with nerfing Diddy Bayo. I can mentally see and feel the characters that are forced into really shitty neutral positions because of how they're designed that force games to become less interactive, and then just like frustrating. That's something I can see and recognize. I have no idea how to rebalance those characters, so I'm gonna leave those opinions to somebody who has a better idea than me on how to rebalance those characters. I'm sure there's several people who have ideas. I would like it if I don't know. It's just weird. I think like Diddy's frame data is like super duper good. But there's so many characters like that are good that I don't feel like it makes sense because like to blindly nerf top level player like characters or whatever. Because then other characters just immediately become better. Because those are the characters that like have a tough time. Because if you nerf Diddy and Bayo, then like Cloud's gonna be like insane. So like then people have to play Sheik against Cloud, and that's like the only answer. Like you gotta like figure out where the balance lies. Because if you nerf Diddy and you nerf Bayo, the characters that lose to Diddy and Bayo instantly become better, and you gotta make sure that they don't become degenerate the same way that like Bowser became degenerate. You know, like you gotta be aware and like be scared of stuff like that. But like, there's definitely a lot of stuff that could be changed by both those characters. I just don't know what would be a good idea. Any common Mario tips for me? Learn the perfect pivot. I think perfect pivoting with Mario is good. Perfect pivot jab is good. I think you gotta know. How do I say this? Like, you definitely need to work on keeping combo game tight. Realize how good your frame data is and what's safe and what's not safe to throw out in situations. I think down smash is an underrated move. It comes out on frame 5. I think people should be using that more. That being said, it's not like as good of a kill move as sweet spot F smash or up smash, but it does set up for good situations, and it's really fast. It's as fast as smash attack. So think about stuff. Just think about how good your character's data is. Watch top Mario level play and see things that they do and recognize what you're missing. I bound my L trigger to jump easier. That's good. Yeah, there you go. Add Tracer to Smash. Fuck no. Don't nerf my monkey, please. Like I said, I don't know. Like, I feel like if they're gonna nerf it, they have to be very intelligent about the nerf. Take away crawl, maybe. Buff Doc. Sure. I mean, I'm okay with it. Buff like Doc buff. You know what I really don't want? I know we all make jokes about buffing Jigglypuff, but don't buff Jigglypuff. Let Jigglypuff stay really bad. Because Jigglypuff becomes good. Jigglypuff is never fun to play against in any Smash game. You do not want Jigglypuff being good. Because it's going to end up being a situation where you're just not having fun. So. Make custom Palutena default? Hell no. Hell no. Good. Would you say Ness fits me / helps me in Smash 4? I don't know, Zuge. So far, I think so. I think the Ness has definitely given you opportunities in matchups that are difficult for your character. I think there are characters like Pikachu and like the smaller characters that can exploit Mega Man with aerial ability, weaving, and like getting in and keeping them off stage. That you kind of get to circumvent with Ness because Ness has a really good grab game, a combo game that works well on small characters, the ability to keep people out. Like, I think your Ness is done solidly, and it's improving, and you're improving currently. So I can't say it's hurt. I think Ness definitely complements your playstyle. It's a character you play in every game, so it's nice to see you play it and have fun. So I think it's good for you. Legalize Mii fighters, definitely no. Not the custom ones, at least. They should patch the menus. I'm okay with that too. Yeah, I agree. They should patch it so you don't have to play Smash Tour 3 times to get all the stages for random stage select switch. But Smash Tour is really fun, so kind of on the fence about that. I don't know. Kenny said, "Why you do this?" I don't know what you mean, Kenny. Also, I'm not putting a shoe on my head. What's next? Buff Smash Tour. I actually really dislike Smash Tour. It's really fun to play like for casuals. No, yeah, no, there's no ELO reset. I explained why ELO reset's a bad idea. That's what that means. There's not actually an ELO reset. Oh, the dab. Because I said if someone said it in chat, I would consider it. I actually don't know how to dab, so I hope I did it right. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Well, I think it's everything I had. So, if those of you, how many people are still watching? I should go back to the page that had that. 21. Why does it keep going up? That's awesome. Hey, all right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. For those of you that are still watching, I am going to end the stream, restart the stream, so I don't have to have a secondary VOD or like a super ridiculous. This is VOD, it's already like 2 hours long, so that's going to be really terrible for everybody who watches these later on, so I really apologize. Did talk about a lot of stuff, and I hadn't streamed in a while, so that's rough. I apologize. My bad. Seriously, though. I'm going to restart my stream here, and I'm going to probably play Jackbox Party, which is a game that I can play with all you guys, even though you don't own it. So I'm going to end the stream right here, and then we're going to play some Jackbox Party when I get back. So yeah, if you want to stick around for that, please do. It's a lot of fun. Or if you're just interested in figuring out what it is, bear with me. Let me stop the stream. We'll be right back. So yeah,